It was nearly 3 in the morning when the city of lights finally began to dim. The skyscrapers that once roared with life now stood silent, bathed in the soft glow of street. But inside the sprawling penthouse of billionaire Rayan Malik, a faint clinking sound echoed through the grand marble kitchen. It was too soft to be an intruder, yet too persistent to ignore. Exhausted after a late-night business call, Rayan walked toward the sound, expecting a malfunctioning appliance. Instead, he stopped dead in his tracks. A young girl, no older than 12, was standing barefoot on a stool, her frail hands scrubbing dishes stacked nearly to her height. Her movements were slow, deliberate, as though fighting both fatigue and pain. Her clothes were worn, her hair tied loosely, and her eyes looked sunken from lack of sleep. Rayan blinked, confused. "Why are you here? Who are you?" The girl flinched, almost dropping a glass. She turned, her voice trembling. I'm Aisha. I helped my mother." Rayan's brows tightened. He recognized her now. She was the daughter of Salma, his housemaid, but he had never seen her at this hour or working. "It's 3 in the morning, he said sharply. "Where is your mother?" Aisha hesitated. "She's sleeping. She worked the whole day. I do the rest so she can rest. Please don't fire her, sir." Her words struck him deeper than he expected. Rayan wasn't known for sentiment. He had built his empire from nothing, sharpening himself with discipline and sacrifice. Emotions were things he had learned to ignore long ago. But something about this tiny girl working silently under chandeliers, worth more than her family's yearly income, made him feel ... guilty. He softened his voice. "How long have you been doing this?" "Since last month. After school." She paused, then whispered, "But I don't go to school anymore. We couldn't pay the fees, so I come here with Mama." Rayan narrowed his eyes. "You stopped going to school to wash dishes in my house?" Aisha lowered her head. "It's okay, sir. Maybe studying isn't for people like us." Those words shattered something inside him. The next day, when Salma arrived, Rayan called her into his office. She stood nervously, eyes full of worry, expecting punishment. "Why is your daughter washing dishes at night?" he asked sternly. Salma's eyes immediately welled with tears. "I didn't want her to, but if I work extra shifts, I might faint. She helps because she doesn't want me to lose this job. We just need enough to survive. Nothing more." He noticed how thin she had become, how her hands trembled, how exhaustion was etched into her bones. He also noticed something he had never seen before, motherly pride mixed with unbearable burden. Rayan leaned back, silent. This wasn't laziness or manipulation. It was desperation. "Why didn't you ask for help?" he asked quietly. Salma wiped her tears. "Poor people don't ask for help, sir. We work harder instead." For days, Rayan couldn't forget Aisha. Her tired eyes reminded him of himself as a boy hungry, broke, and working late nights in a mechanic shop while dreaming of education he couldn't afford. He had promised himself he would never be powerless again. But somewhere along the way, he forgot to help those still living the life he escaped. That night, he made a decision. The next morning he called Selma and Aisha to the study. They stood nervously, unsure why they were summoned. Rayan placed 2 documents on the table. "Aisha," he said softly, "this is your school admission letter. I've enrolled you in Sunrise International Academy. You will attend starting Monday." Aisha gasped, hands trembling. "But, sir, we can't ever pay." "You don't have to," he interrupted. "I'll sponsor your education, all the way to university if you stay committed." Tears streamed down her face before she could speak. "And Salma," he continued, "you are no longer a maid. Starting today, you're an employee in the HR department at my company. Training starts next week. You'll receive a full salary, benefits, and working hours that allow you to go home and rest." Salma broke down, falling to her knees in gratitude. "Sir, we prayed for a miracle. We didn't know it would come through you." Rayan helped her up gently. "No, Salma, I should be thanking you. You reminded me where I came from." Months passed. Aisha excelled in school, top of her class, winning competitions, praised for her determination. Instead of scrubbing dishes at 3 a.m., she now spent nights reading books, solving math problems, nurturing dreams she once believed were forbidden. Salma, now confident and financially stable, transformed from a quiet housemaid into a respected office professional. She no longer walked with exhaustion but with dignity. And Rayan, he began funding schools in underprivileged areas, launching a scholarship foundation in memory of his mother, who once struggled like Salma. He realized wealth wasn't measured in numbers, it was measured in lives changed. Final message: sometimes, the people struggling silently in the shadows are not asking for charity, only for a chance. And one act of kindness can rewrite a destiny, because greatness isn't just earning billions, it's lifting others so they can rise too.